Okay, so good morning. Today we are going to be continuing the work of quantum shifts for humanity. And these are big concepts. Quantum work is a big concept. The concept that we can change the vibration of how we experience what's going on in humanity, what's going on in society, what's going on with our government structures and our financial structures and all of the chaos that's really here. It's here. And I don't know about you, but I've been watching the spiritual community just kind of like almost be outside of self in this, like waiting for it to be over, like waiting for the storm to pass, which is a beautiful coping mechanism. But I think there's something a little bit more potent that we can do with our own vibration, with our own experience of reality. And I believe quantum work is the way to do it. So last time in part one, we developed within ourselves a sense of safety, connection, and inner empowerment. We worked the lower three chakras and we vibrated them into the reality of feeling safe, connected, and empowered within our current governmental structures and the current duality that's showing up in society today. So we worked the lower three chakras. And what I'd like to just bring a deeper understanding of is the concept of quantum work. And I think I'm going to have to play this on my phone to make it easier so that you can listen to what it is. So just signal to me if you can't hear it.
When you bring in a photon of the right amount of energy, it will excite that atom to what they call a higher orbital state, which is further out from the nucleus. But when it goes from the lower state to the higher state, you don't see it make the transition. It's not a continuous, like, oh, I'm going to go up there now. No, it disappears and then it reappears in the new orbital. So in that jump, that's what they call a quantum leap. It's jumping, it's discrete, it's not continuous. So where did it go? Where did the electron go? It went into the quantum field. And then another electron appeared out of the quantum field in the new state. So that where it went, that is the gap. That is the quantum gap, the quantum realm, right? The portal into the quantum realm from this classical or physical kind of manifested reality into that place where all possibility is. And another thing to think about is that when the electron is excited into the higher orbital state, there's more space, more empty space in between the nucleus and the electron. So that empty space is where the quantum realm is contained, is in the emptiness, in the gap. So when it comes to accessing the quantum realm, you need to focus on the gap, not the objects, not the events, but the space between. So rather than, seeing this object and that object, we look at the empty space between. Rather than thinking about the event of the time of that event and the time of that event, you think about the in-between. The silence between the sounds, the pause between the breaths. So that is our way of transitioning to focusing on the gap, to accessing that quantum state. When you bring in a photon,
So if we sit with that, if we sit with the concept of here we are as a society, there's chaos, there's duality, there's who's right and wrong, there's two totally different perspectives of what's happening in the world at the moment. Literally 50% of society believes this thing is happening, and 50% of society thinks that this thing is happening. We are living and existing in two very different realities and worlds. And to each of us, the other person's reality feels dangerous and our own reality feels safe. Which is just fascinating that those two opposing realities can coexist in the same society, looking at the same leadership and the same situations. And so I offer you this concept of quantum work because where we are right now, it feels impossible for both sides for us to move into a state of unified consciousness, peace, stability, safety, empowerment, because it's literally the opposite solution for each side. But in quantum work, if we can simply take the vibration we're in and go into the quantum field, go into the spaciousness and program into that space what we want to be feeling so that we can pop back into a reality where that is our reality. It's not linear. And that's why it's so hard to be like, oh, we're in chaos right now. I'm going to dream of this heavenly, peaceful state in our society. Like, that doesn't feel accessible to most people right now because of the dichotomy, because of the duality. But through quantum work, it's much more accessible. Why is that? Because there's what I shared last time, instead of duality, there's a third option. So I gave you an example of my daughter was accepted into 2 colleges. She didn't want to go to any of the 2 colleges. And I prayed and I violet flamed and I asked the divine, give us that third option. And then boop, a third option appeared. So what we're manifesting in the quantum work is the third option that goes beyond duality. And that, in my opinion, can only be manifested out of the quantum field. Out of the field that has all solutions, that lives beyond duality for win-win-win. Does that make sense? So I see quantum work as really the only work that I can get my head around, which is, okay, it's chaos. Things kind of feel like hell. Let me go into the quantum field, into the spaciousness and access all that is and all that is not. Let me vibrate in my own personal reality and ripple that out into all reality within my consciousness. And then let me re-enter in that state. Imagine if all of us were doing that. Imagine if we were getting out of the duality of the mental body into the consciousness of the heart or the divine consciousness that, yes, does not exist in duality. It's beyond duality. That's why it has all of the solutions that duality can't come up with, because we're trying to solve from this right, wrong, good, bad, this, not that perspective. But there's a perspective beyond duality that lives in spiritual consciousness, in the pause or in that field that we can disappear into and bring back. That's my visual anyway. And that's how she explained it. We can almost dissolve. I've been doing meditations lately where I just dissolve into a pixelated state. And then I come back into a formed state. So that's another way to think about it. Like, I'm stressed, I got all these issues. I go into that quantum field where I become electrons, or in my spiritual perspective, I'm looking at lifetrons from the Yogananda perspective, or adamantine particles from the Glenda Green perspective. But bringing ourselves back down to particle level, which means we have to stop grasping and really fighting and staying in duality consciousness. We need to release ourselves so that we can come back into the spiritual reality of oneness, Christ consciousness, divinity. All of us can be happy. All of us can feel safe and connected and powerful and loved and seen and divine. And so let's build that together today. If you will, close your eyes. And bring yourself into your breath in your body. And with a straight spine, just let your belly relax onto your lap. Find your normal breath. And then as you find your normal breath, if you will, take the breath into the upper belly, to the diaphragm. And if you need to, place your hand on that space and just feel your belly expand, your diaphragm expand. And exhale slowly. We have to have a calm nervous system in order to do quantum work. So just breathe into that upper belly, that low chest area. Slow exhale, letting the nervous system relax, letting the vagus nerve tell the brain that we're safe. Breathing in, slowly exhaling out. Breathing in, exhaling, releasing out. Feel the body relax. And as you exhale, feel the tailbone and the legs sink into your seat, into the ground. As you exhale, push the energy through the spine, the tailbone, legs, and feet to the core of the earth. Feel the tailbone sink down into the earth, grounded, secure, connected to Mother Gaia. Then begin to breathe the earth's energies through your feet and legs, up your spine. Breathing that Shakti into the body, allowing it to rise all the way up the spine. Continue breathing from that iron crystal core at the center of the earth, pulling the earth's energies through the feet and legs, through the tailbone, all the way up the spine. And as you exhale, release, let go of whatever's ready to go now, straight into the earth. Hand it to Gaia. Good, and if you will, begin to tap into that root chakra, the base of your spine and your legs, feeling the safety of the moment. I am safe. I'm safe in my body. I'm safe with my thoughts. I'm safe with my surroundings. Just allow yourself to feel safe in society. Breathe into the root. Feel in your body what it feels like. Not for society to reorganize so that you can feel safe, but for you to feel this governing safety in your body. No matter where you are, or who you're with, or what beliefs are around you. The universal safety of the divine. Security in this moment. Allow yourself to ripple that safety into the space of all people. You can say, I am my I am presence, and I am one with the I am presence of all of humanity. And in that connection, your safety gets rippled out into every human being, past, present, future. So feel yourself safe, secure, tethered, grounded. Feel that rippling into all of the humans on this planet. I am safe and secure. Feel your connection to the earth, to nature, and to Gaia's consistency. The earth is so dependable, consistent. Nature is so incredibly grounding. So just feel that sensation of being at the edge of the ocean or in the center of a forest, secure and safe. I am safe. We are safe. If we look to get our safety from others, we're going to feel unsafe. But if we feel the safety within ourselves rippling out, this is how we secure ourselves. With that safety, if you will, move to the low belly, low back, to the sacral. As you look out into society and the level of isolation we're going to build here within the womb, we're going to build this deep sense of connection, feeling yourself connected to yourself, to the earth, to divine, and to all beings beyond their beliefs. I am my I am presence, and I am one with the I am presence of all of humanity. And I am connected to all that is. I'm connected to those who have different beliefs. I am connected to every being because I am connected to myself, the earth, and divine. I am connected. Feel that connection, if you will. Feel it at a very human level. Recognizing that connection starts from within ourselves and ripples out. If we look to other people to make us feel connected, we're only going to feel the interference in their field, the choppiness in their beliefs. This must originate from this sacral space. I am connected to all beings. Moving up to the upper belly and the solar plexus chakra, your power center. Breathe into the space, front and back of the upper belly. Feeling empowerment, power that originates from within, from the divine power, the sacred power of the earth, from our will. I am divine power. I am divine truth that lives beyond duality. I am a deep knowing. And as you feel that power that originates from this space within you outward, I am my I am presence, and I am one with the I am presence of all of humanity. And I am sacred power from within. The type of power that no one can take, use, or abuse. Self-producing, self-emanating from the sacred within. And as you ripple this out into all of humanity, this feeling of deep inner empowerment. It's the type of power and knowing that is unchanging and is not dependent on anyone else to give it to us or affirm it for us. Breathe that out into humanity. This deep knowing that the power always comes from within. No matter what's being said or what shows up on social media or what policies are in place, my power is the power within me that I draw from this quantum field, from the earth, from the divine. I am sacred power. When you're ready, moving into the heart, feeling in your chest, your upper back, that deep sense of love within the heart chakra. Recognizing that if we're dependent on it coming from outside, we will always live in fear. But if we can tap into the love that we already are through the divine love and the emanating love from the earth, then we will never look outside for it again, and we will always be able to give it to ourselves. I am divine love. I am love incarnate. Feel that self-generating love, that emanates from the sacred heart within this heart chakra. We are love. I am love. As you breathe that in, I am my I am presence, and I am one with the I am presence of all of humanity. I am love. And I ripple this consciousness to all of humanity. I am love, even if someone can't see the love that I am. I am love, even if someone can't agree with me, or doesn't see me or know me, doesn't have compassion for me or my people. I am that love. It's not dependent on other people's beliefs, truths, policies. I am love, compassion, and I have everything that I need generated from within for myself and all beings. And if it helps, feel your breath come from the breath of the divine. Feel the love that you are be breathed into you from the divine. Feel an everlasting flow of love that is piped straight into your heart. The more that you consume, soak it in, the more it can overflow into all that is. Bringing it up to the throat and the neck, the throat chakra. Allowing yourself to feel that you matter. I matter. I am divine truth, and my truth matters. My expression matters to me. And as you breathe into the throat chakra, feel the emanation of how much you matter, how much your existence in this world is meaningful, is important. Your truth, not your mind's truth, but the truth of your soul that lives beyond duality. And see if you can maintain that even if someone else says or thinks or puts policies together that says you don't matter. See if you can feel that your mattering is your birthright. And no one and nothing takes that away. Feel it in your spine. The grounding of the truth that you are fully expressed as divine truth. I am my I am presence, and I am one with the I am presence of all of humanity. And I matter. And through this rippling out, each and every being feels that they matter, such that it's not dependent on anything outside. Feeling and emanating what it feels like to know your expression, your truths matter, even if someone cannot hear you. Breathing yourself now into the third eye at the center of the head. Connecting the space between the eyebrows to the pineal, to the base of the skull, the back of your head, the medulla chakra. I am divine wisdom, and it is here that we upgrade the mental operating system into the divine consciousness and wisdom, unity consciousness. And as you breathe into that space, feel yourself flipping over into the divine's perspective, trusting that the divine is not determining that 50% of our country is right and the other 50% is wrong, that the divine is like a parent that can see the truth in it all, that can see the shadow in it all, and that has solutions beyond duality, based in pure love, peace. So as you breathe into the space of the third eye, allow yourself to tap in to the consciousness, to unity consciousness. Allow yourself to feel in the spaciousness solutions that live within this quantum field, perspectives, new beliefs, thoughts. And as you open your third eye, feel the divine consciousness flooding in. Feel your connection to the earth's wisdom. And as you lay down the cloak of duality, rigid beliefs, feel the third eye open to the divine wisdom. I am my I am presence, and I am one with the I am presence of all of humanity. I am unity consciousness, and I am free from limited beliefs. I am completely open to the divine solutions and thoughts and ideas, and I ripple this out into all beings. Now, if you will, moving to the crown chakra at the top of the head. Opening it like 1,000-petaled lotus flower, feeling the opening like tentacles at the top of the crown. I am divine. Feel that you are God, Goddess, divine, sacred. And as you feel this, open yourself into an almost pixelated state as you merge as the drop of the ocean into the ocean. Expand yourself fully. You can expand yourself into your soul. You can expand yourself into the Christ consciousness, into unity consciousness. Just allow the form to become formless. Let your breath open and expand you so that there's so much space within every atom, every particle of your being. Until you become the light particles, simple light particles. And as the light comes in, allow it to transmute whatever it was that got stuck karmically, energetically, mentally, spiritually. Feel the pixelation and the light transmuting in an instant. Let each breath open you, expand you further. I am my I am presence, and I am one with the I am presence of all of humanity. I am the divine. I am God. We are all divine. Just sit in that spaciousness between breaths, feeling the deep truth of your divinity. And when your exhale is ready, exhale yourself, magnetize these particles back into a form that is you in perfect health, in unity and divine consciousness, in emotional safety and deep love. Allow your exhale to pull you back into this physical form with divine perfection. Recognizing you have free will to merge with the person you were a half hour ago or the person you are now as you begin to feel yourself in this fully divine activation as you feel yourself safe, connected, empowered, loved, feeling your importance in this world, that you matter, your access to the divine consciousness and the divinity that you already are. And as you breathe up the spine now, retain the breath and exhale, expand your field. Bring yourself back into a space, time and space, where you live in a world where there's peace, there's harmony, and every person knows their own personal safety and security is from within, where each and every human has the capacity to connect, where there's belonging and beauty. Each person feels completely empowered, strong, in unity, in the co-creation, where everybody feels the love that they are and emanates that love. Where each person matters, who they are, how they are, what they choose, how they express matters. Where each person is living from the space of divine consciousness and knows that they individually are the divine, and each person around them is divine, that each of us is a part of each other. And as you feel that re-entering this time and space, merging from that void back into this moment here together in the physical plane, as you move from the spacious void into this present moment together, feeling this existence is safe, connected, empowered, loved, truth, wisdom, it's all here. And because we connected to the I am presence of every being, it's all in them too. So allow yourself to re-emerge here now in a deep awareness of what was just created in the quantum field. Take a deep breath. Feel this body, this reassembled physical body. And as you sit in this presence, in this present awareness, just try to open your eyes and connect. We were just in that quantum field together, and now we're here. We've reappeared together. So as you orient yourself back into this new moment, if you can, just give deep reverence to the quantum, to the consciousness that we are. seal this in by saying, and so it is, and so it is done. So it is done. Thank you for doing this on behalf of humanity. Amen. I love you.
Thank you.